Hello dears, welcome back. We started the second unit and completed the first lesson in it. Do you remember the name of the first lesson, the anecdote? Yes, maternity. Today, I am going to take a beautiful poem written by the Nightingale of India. Who is that? Who is known as the Nightingale of India? Yes, you are right. Sarojini Naidu. Let's have a short profile of Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born in February 13th, 1879 and died in 2nd of March 1949, also known as the Nightingale of India, was an activist of the freedom movement in India. Her major contributions in the field of poetry were beautiful poems that could also be sung. Her famous works include The Golden Threshold, The Bird of Time, The Broken Wing, and The Sculptured Flute. I hope all of you have got an idea about the profile of Sarojini Naidu. So I have already said that in this video we are going to study a beautiful poem written by the Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu. And the name of the poem is Song of a Dream. Before entering to the poem, I would like to ask you a few questions. Do you dream a lot? Have you ever been to a magical world in your dream? I know you have been to. And in that dream you might have seen a beautiful sights. Too many beautiful sights. Our poet Sarojini Naidu too had a great dream. A dream about her own motherland, India. And are you ready to recite this poem, Song of a Dream? Let's recite the poem, Song of a Dream. Song of a Dream, Sarojini Naidu. Once in the dream of a night I stood, lone in the light of a magical wood. Soul deep in visions that poppy-like sprang, and spirits of truth were the birds that sang, and spirits of love were the stars that glowed, and spirits of peace were the streams that flowed, in that magical wood in the land of sleep. Lone in the light of that magical grove, I felt the stars of the spirits of love gather and gleam round my delicate youth, and I heard the song of the spirits of truth. To quench my longing, I bend me low by the streams of the spirits of peace that flow in that magical wood, in the land of sleep. Dears, do you understand the meaning of the poem? Please read the first stanza of the poem silently. Please read it silently. Look at the first two lines. Once in the dream of a night I stood, lone in the light of a magical wood. In these lines, the poet says that she was dreaming and she was in a magical wood and she was alone. There was no one with her. Here the magical wood means magic land, and the word lone means lonely sing. Clear? The poet used magical wood because everything in that wood were magical to her. Look at the next line. Soul deep in visions that poppy like sprang. There you can see a word poppy. What do you mean by poppy? Yes, it is a flower. Here you can see the picture of poppy. It's a beautiful flower. So the line means that, like poppies sprouting, the visions, the thoughts in her deep heart explode in the poet's mind. That's why he used the flower poppy here. In the visions in her mind sprouting like the poppy flower. See the next line. And spirits of truth were the birds that sang. In that magical grove or in that magical land, poet could see the spirits, the angels of truth. They were singing like the birds. Here, the spirits of truth are compared to the birds that sing. The poet is using a metaphor here. In this line, the spirits of truth were compared to the singing birds, and you know that the direct comparison between two unlike things are called a metaphor, and in metaphor we never use like or as to compare. You have already studied that. So in this line, the poet Sarojini Naidu compared the spirits of truths are the singing birds. Directly compared the spirits of truth with the singing birds. Do you know, my dears, when the poem was published in 1905, India was a British colony. Moreover, Sarojini Naidu was not only a poet but also an active participant in the Indian freedom movement. And the poem reflects her intense desire for an ideal motherland. So, the line says that poet longs for a land of truths. The poet longs for a truthful India. And in the next line, and spirits of love were the stars that glowed. The angels of love is being compared to shining stars. Here, the stars may be the freedom fighters who are fighting for the freedom of India. And the next line, and spirits of peace were the streams that flowed. The spirits of peace or the angels of peace is being compared to flowing river. At the time of British ruling, there were no peace in poet's motherland. That means there were no peace in India. The poet longs for a land of peace which is as clear as a stream. So, here in this first stanza, the poet dreams about a magical land, and there she wishes the land of truth, peace and love. That means she is dreaming of a free India. Is it clear, my dear children? Then you may please read the first stanza silently. Dears, are you ready to recite the second stanza and understand the meaning of it? Okay, let's recite the second stanza once again. Alone in the light of that magical grove, I felt the stars of the spirits of love gather and gleam round my delicate youth, and I heard the song of the spirits of truth. To quench my longing, I bend me low by the streams of the spirits of peace that flow in that magical wood in the land of sleep. We know that the poet was in the magical grove, the magical land where she could feel the presence of truth, peace and love. Suddenly, the poet felt the angels of love, the stars gather and shine around her. Maybe the poet feels the people of India come together for a free India. You know, my children, when this poem published, Sarojini Naidu was in her 26th age. That means in her youth. That's why she says the angels of love gather around her delicate youth. Then she heard the song of the angels of truth. See the last three lines? Here the poet wants to quench her longing, her strong desire. What is that strong desire of our poet? Yes, the free India is the only desire, the longing of the poet Sarojini Naidu. Poet or poetess Sarojini Naidu. How does the poet quenches her longing? Yes, you are right. The poet quenches her longing by bending low by the streams of the spirits of peace. In this poem, the poetess dreams about a magical grove, a magical land, that is the free India where the peace, love and truth coexist. Let's go through the poem once again.
Song of a Dream, Sarojini Naidu. Once in the dream of a night I stood, lone in the light of a magical wood. Soul deep in visions that poppy-like sprang, and spirits of truth were the birds that sang, and spirits of love were the stars that glow, and spirits of peace were the streams that flow, in that magical wood in the land of sleep. Lord, in the light of that magical grove, I felt the stars of the spirits of love gather and gleam round my delicate youth, and I heard the song of the spirits of truth. To quench my longing, I bend me low by the streams of the spirits of peace that flow in that magical wood in the land of sleep.
Now you have got a clear idea about the poem Song of a Dream written by the Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu. And I will be back with the activities related this poem in the next video. Till then, bye.